Good afternoon. At approximately 2:20, OPD received a call from the Orange County Sheriff's Office Communications Center. It was in reference to a man in all-black clothing with a gun at a BP gas station near John Young Parkway and Bus Center Boulevard. Both the OPD and the Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene. Officers arrived and encountered the suspect on the sidewalk in front of the BP. He was still holding the gun. Officers gave multiple commands to the suspect to drop the gun. The suspect refused the commands and was shot by one officer. The suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment and is now in stable condition. The suspect has a history. He was in prison for 20 years for second-degree murder, and he was released from prison in 2023. The officer involved in shooting was not injured and will be on paid administrative leave. As with all officer-involved shootings, FDLE will be handling this investigation. At this time, I'll take your questions.
Can you just tell us some of the challenges your officers have to face out there? You see a man with a gun, obviously it's to keep the public as safe as possible. Tell us a little bit about what they were faced with today.
Yeah, anytime you respond to a call like that with a person with a gun in their hand at a busy intersection, because John Young and Oberner Gardens right there, very busy, four lanes going each way, a very busy intersection. You know you have to keep the public safe, and that's your primary job. So you got to keep everybody safe. There's a lot of people at the busy business of BP, so you got to make a judgment call. You got to act. You give the multiple commands to drop the gun. People are at risk. You have to take action, and that's what officers have to do to keep everybody safe.
Chief, do you have any idea what his intentions were, why he was armed at that location?
No, and with all the calls we received to be walking around with a gun at a busy intersection, I'm not sure what he was going through, but obviously he was going through something. And then not to drop the gun after you give him verbal commands, that's not a good thing. So he put my officers in a position where they had to defend themselves and protect the community.
Did he go inside that business, or was he just outside?
We're not sure. We're still looking at all the cameras. We're still waiting on the BP to look at what's happening there. But we're not sure if he was going. We know he was walking back and forth because the Bus Center Boulevard is down where the Greyhound is. So it's a little bit further away from the BP. It's like 1 block away, so he just was moving back and forth between the blocks when we got the call.
Does he face any charges right now?
The suspect? Oh yeah, he faces numerous charges. So we'll be looking at that, but that's they're working on that now, part of the investigation.
And the suspect's name?
We'll be releasing that a little bit later. We just want to make sure if there's any family to be notified to come, to take care of him. We'll take care of that piece.
Was the second-degree murder charge a local case, or is that from out of Houston?
I'm not sure. We just get his history, so we'll look into that, and we'll get that to you. Once we get his name, we'll release everything to you, along with the history and everything that we usually release to you.
You said he was convicted of murder and released in 2023
Yes, so he did 20 years. He was released in 2023.
for second-degree murder.
Yes.
How scary is this with everything that's happened this week in New Orleans and Las Vegas?
I think for an officer, it's always scary. And anytime you receive that call where a person's with a gun and walking around an intersection, you know it's one of those kind of things. They're doing it for a reason. Most people are going to, not show a gun and brandish a gun in that way. So for that to happen, as an officer, when you roll into that call, this is something bad. You got to deal with it. You got to, of course, try and verbally challenge them. But if they don't follow your commands, you have to protect the community.
As of right now, since we're not at the scene, let us know what's it looking like traffic-wise. Are all the lanes blocked off? Is that area? Are you telling people to avoid that area?
Yes, right now we're telling people to avoid that area. Like with all our investigations, it'll probably be 4 or 5 hours, so it'll be through rush hour. That whole area will be shut down. So yes, I would avoid the area of John Young and Oberner Garden Road and that Washington area for now.
As far as the officer that discharged his weapon, what do you know about him that you can tell us?
He's a veteran officer, and he has always done a good job and really no issues. And for right now, that's all we're going to release on him.
He's on
Paid administrative leave.
What were the first couple calls that you guys got on this suspect? What were those callers saying over the phone?
So just saying a person with a gun in the intersection. And that's basically when we start to respond, and then we start getting more information. And the first call came from actually Orange County Dispatch, because they get it because reason both agencies responded, the businesses are Orange County jurisdiction and the street is OPD jurisdiction. So both of us are going to get calls like that.
Suspects survive. Typically, in these kinds of situations, you don't see that occur. Can you just tell us, is that the goal here, not to kill someone, but to make sure they're really safe and kind of to safe word to stop somebody?
So our goal is always to stop the threat and to keep the community safe. Sometimes that will result in death, and sometimes it won't. I mean, but our deal, the way we're trained and what our job is to keep our community safe, and we have to stop the threat immediately. So you can't just let it keep dragging on. All right. All right. Thank you for your time.